supposed to do. And we'll see that. Now, define phase, the moment you say you have completed the define phase of a Six Sigma project, you should have answer for all these questions. Is this project important to the business? It is important to you, but my question is your project important to business? If the answer is yes, your organization will support your project. If the answer is no, or you don't have the clarity, no business will support your project. Under such situation, your project will definitely fail, right? So make sure your project is important to the business. You can make it important only when the project goal and organization goals have some alignment. See, all of you wanted to learn Six Sigma, and I am also passionate about Six Sigma. That is why both of us are here today. Isn't it? Otherwise, syncing won't happen. Same way, goal alignment should happen. Does a business case exist? Goal alignment is beautiful. Is it also profitable to both of us? That is another question, isn't it? You are also profiting by participating in the program, and we are also profiting by conducting the program. Win-win scenario. Same way, for doing any project, resources are required. 6 months, 10 people, lot of material, testing, so many things, time, that will easily account to 10 lakhs. Your company is sponsoring 10 lakhs. What is the return on investment? How much your company is going to get back by sponsoring 10 lakhs for your project? This is called business case. Goal should also align. Business case should also exist. If business case doesn't exist, it simply means you have prioritized wrongly. Maybe some other project will be there that will give you a better ROI, isn't it? So all these questions you should be able to pass through properly. Then only project will be approved. Have you identified the CTQ? Critical to quality characteristics. For example, for joining today's program, you must have measured something. Am I right? You have attended yesterday, maybe the Monday session, free, somehow you joined. But Tuesday, how did you join? Can somebody tell me? Why did you join Tuesday program? Come on, what made you to decide to come for the part 2?
To learn deeper.
To learn, okay. But everybody wanted to learn, but many people did not come. Now what else? Come on.
Enthusiasm.
Enthusiasm. Everybody had enthusiasm. See, some measurable metrics differentiated you from others. Am I right? It may be anything. It may be the fees involved. Isn't it? So when I say there is a fees to be paid, now you are different from others. So similarly, when you are trying to do a project, when you are trying to solve a problem, some metrics are important. Then only the problem can be clearly understood. For example, I want to improve my health. Like you are saying, sir, I want to learn. I am saying that I want to improve my health. Do you understand what is that I want to improve? Not clear.
Health parameters, what exactly need to be improved?
Yeah, the exact parameter is not clear. Now, next statement I'm saying, sir, my problem is overweight. Now problem is clear. Oh, he is having an overweight problem. So what is your weight? My weight is 85 kilogram. Now what is your goal? Goal is 75 kilogram. Now what is the gap in performance? 10 kilogram. Now problem is defined. Now what is that helping you to understand the problem? A measurable metric. That is called a CTQ. If you are not able to identify the metric, if you talk only in a qualitative way, only in a subjective way, problem understanding will be poor. To make the team clearly understand the problem, CTQs are important. Sometimes a problem can be understood with one CTQ. Sometimes the problem will be understood with multiple CTQs. Clear? So if you say the CTQs are identified, define phase is over. If you are not clear with the CTQs, you are still in the define phase, right? And don't move on. If you move on, you are not going to solve the problem. Our project plan and key milestone defined. You said the project is for 6 months. What will you achieve after 6 months? That project goal. And what is your plan? What will you achieve after 1 month? What will you achieve after 2nd month? Do you think your organization will expect all these things? Definitely, isn't it? 6 months, executives like you and 10 such people working on a project is not that easier. You have to have clear plan. You have to have clear milestones. So that also you must submit. Then only the project sponsor will give his approval happily, right? And see, once you are a Six Sigma expert, you already have some step-by-step approach. I told you yesterday, Six Sigma is all about 15 simple steps. Can you plan all the 15 steps over a period of 6 months? Now your project plan is ready. And you clearly know the outcome or deliverable of each and every phase. Now that output, can you assign the responsibility to somebody in your team? Everything can happen beautifully if you know a systematic way of running a project, which is nothing but Six Sigma methodology, right? And few questions only I'm telling now because I don't want to bother you with a lot of content at the white belt level, but you will be learning all the critical questions once you are inside our main training program. And there are a lot of tools available, which we are also going to teach you to make you perform very well in define phase. Those tools are nothing but project charter, Kano model, SIPOC, Pareto chart, CTQ tree, Y equal to F of X, toll gate review. Y equal to F of X, on day 1 I spoke. Y is dependent variable, X is independent variable. If you know the relationship between X and Y, solution will evolve out of you, right? Your team can offer the solution. Toll gate review, just now I have shown the questions. Conduct a meeting and call all the leaders, the project champion, project sponsor, project leader, team member, subject matter expert, and then the team will be asked the critical questions, and that is called toll gate review. Everything we use is a tool. And now project charter is a 1-page document which will clearly talk about the project goal, the problem you are going to solve, the business case, the project scope, the team member, timeline. Important things. The broader view of the project will be presented in the form of a 1-page document, which is called project charter. Why we are making it very short, crisp, to the point, and easy to read manner? Because your boss is going to read it. Your boss is going to read it, and your boss has the authority to approve or disapprove your project. So our intention is to quickly convince him with some very highlighting features of our project. The problem, what are we trying to solve? When I solve the problem, how it is beneficial? When I don't solve the problem, what will be the consequence? This is what you need to write under problem statement. Goal statement. Where do you want to land? My rejections are today 20%. But where do you want to land? You want to reduce it to 8%. You should not say from 20% I will bring it to 0%. Because that is not going to happen. Always you have to make your goal achievable, realistic, isn't it? Because your boss is a boss because he knows all these things. You can't just go and tell him you will produce magic results. Nobody will produce magic results, isn't it? Only the possible results you can achieve. So you put everything in a single paper, A4 size document, and give visual clues. Create some charts and project the history of the problem, project the expected benefit in the form of visual clues. He will quickly approve. And then Kano model is a tool which will help you to prioritize your customer requirement. For example, all of you have joined yesterday's program and today's program. Ultimately, all of you have to become a black belt. Do you know what will happen when I directly talk about the black belt content? All of you will get maybe feared seeing the content, and then you may not come forward to learn. Am I right or not? When I simply straight away put you the tough thing, you don't like it. So prioritization is very important. Initial level, we must talk on the basics. All easy to understand fundamentals, and fundamentals will help you to learn further. So prioritization is very, very important. Kano model is a tool which will help you to prioritize your customer requirement. Customer wants so many things from your product, but can you give everything? Not possible. Find out the priority. What is that he want first? Give it on day one. What is that he want next? Give it on day two. And this way of prioritizing will help you to know to utilize your resources in a very efficient way. Otherwise, what will happen? You must try to develop your product in a better way, but then finally the result may not be great. And that is the tool called Kano model. We will touch it today. And SIPOC is another tool, is an acronym which stands for supplier, input, process, output, customer. Now the session is going on. Now, who is the customer? You are the customer. And who is delivering lecture? I am delivering lecture. So who is the supplier? I am the supplier. Supplier is not always someone from Japan. Supplier is sometimes sitting next to your bench. Now supplier is in front of you. I am the supplier. And now what is that I am supplying? I am supplying inputs to your process. You know what is your process? Your process is learning. Your process is learning. And now my process will produce output. The process will produce output. That output should meet your requirement. Same way, small activity you may be doing in your company. That small activity will produce an output. That output will be received by someone. Am I right? If that someone is within your organization, he is called internal customer. Isn't it? If that small output is received by someone outside your organization, he is called what? External customer. If the output is received by someone and he is ready to pay for it, he is called what? End user. So SIPOC will help you to understand the process boundaries. Who is receiving the output and who is supplying the input. If you make the supplier as well as the customer happy, and then if you run your process properly, your results will be great. And Pareto is another prioritization tool which will help you to prioritize problem, which will help you to prioritize causes, which will help you to prioritize solution. That means you can use Pareto for multiple purposes. You want to select the problem. You want to prioritize the causes of the problem. You want to select the solution. In all the such situation, Pareto can help you. Pareto is one of the 7 quality control tools. You can use it in the define phase to select the project. Why project selection happens? Because there are a lot of problems in your company. Because one question is there. Is this problem important? How do you say the problem is important? Only by plotting doing a prioritization using Pareto. And CTQ tree is nothing but a tool which will help you to convert the vague statement of the customer into specific statement. When I say, I want to improve my health, as a doctor, you will not be able to take any action. You will ask me, okay, tell me what do you want to achieve? Now I am telling you, I want to reduce the weight. Now I am telling you, I want to reduce my sugar level. Now I am telling you, I want to reduce my BP. Now you understand. So you ask question to break down the requirement into CTQs. This breakdown process is called CTQ tree. Clear? All these tools you are going to learn. This will make you a real pro in solving your organization problem. Not everybody can think like this, right? But as a Six Sigma expert, if you learn all these tools, you will use those tools, and as a result, problem environment, right? So you must ask the right questions to understand the customer requirement, and not only that, you must prioritize. So Kano model is a tool which will help you to understand your customer requirement as well as prioritize your customer requirement. Sometimes customers themselves do not know what do they want. Am I right or not? We ourselves go and purchase some dress material for us and we wear it and then think that the dress is not a perfect match. But who purchased it? We only purchased it for ourselves. That means we ourselves do not know what do we want. So the same thing can happen. So, but you cannot blame your customer for the mismatch. We are responsible, right? It's a product development tool. It will visually model the customer provided characteristics with respect to the level of satisfaction each characteristics creates. For example, I have a shirt. The shirt will have buttons. Having buttons in my shirt will impact my satisfaction. Am I right or not? If there are no buttons, it will have a different level of satisfaction. And similarly, it has got a collar. Every feature in a product will impact the customer satisfaction. And Professor Noriaki Kano, he categorized the customer requirement into 3 types. If you understand that, you will be able to prioritize. If you know how to prioritize, you can optimize the resource utilization. You will invest less money, but satisfy your customer maximum. And now, this is what the Kano model is. Graphically, there is an x-axis, there is a y-axis. X-axis talks about functionality. Right side is excellent functionality, left side is poor functionality. Y-axis talks about satisfaction. On top of the y-axis, satisfaction is maximum. On bottom of the y-axis, satisfaction is negative. That means dissatisfied. And now Kano is saying there are 3 types of features. One type of feature is must be, another one is performance, third one is attractive. Now the must be are called dissatisfier. Must be are called dissatisfier. Performance are called satisfier. Attractive are called delighter. We'll see only one today and remaining we will take it up later on. Now, imagine you are going to a restaurant with all your family members. You're going to a restaurant with all your family members. And now the restaurant is providing a beautiful, a clean and neat hand wash facility. You see, it looks like a 5-star hotel. Everything is very neat, clean, and that means the functionality is great. Now tell me, providing a beautiful hand wash facility in a restaurant, is it a satisfier or a dissatisfier? What is your opinion?
Satisfier.
Okay, all of you can try. Sanjay, what is your opinion? Is it a satisfier?
Actually, in my opinion, this is different thing. We just go for the restaurant for the food, and
Very
this
good.
is something different, maybe delighter or something, but we are
Okay.
giving that additional thing.
Okay, all right. Your opinion also understood. Mr. Mangesh, what do you think?
It will be the customer will be delighted.
Okay, all right. So I will help you now, right? Imagine you are going to a movie and that movie is really great. Fantastic, you liked it. And now you are satisfied with the movie. Now what will you do? Once the movie is great, the experience is good, what will you do? You will refer to your friends,
Yeah, definitely.
refer to your colleagues. You may go for the movie again and again. You will write a review. All those things you will do. That means that's an indication that the feature you experienced is a satisfier. Will you do all those things when you see a beautiful hand wash facility in a restaurant? Answer is yes or no. Will you write a review
Yes.
based
Yes.
on the hand wash facility? Will you refer your friends to go to the restaurant because the hand wash facility is beautiful? Or will you go again and again because the hand wash facility is good? Will you do all these things? Yes or no?
No.
Definitely no. Because as Sanjay told, I am in the restaurant only for the food. But this is also important. But now let me ask another question. Now you are coming to my restaurant. I am not providing this feature at all. I'm not providing you a hand wash facility. Now tell me, how many of you will walk further inside my restaurant? I'm saying that you have the food directly without, I don't provide the hand wash facility. None of you will walk inside my restaurant. So earlier, when I asked you whether it is a satisfier, we were in lot of confusion. But now all the confusion is cleared. When I am not going to provide the hand wash facility, you will go back. That means this feature is definitely a dissatisfier. When I perform well, it is not helping me to satisfy the customer. But when I perform badly, it is immediately, dissatisfying my customer. So this feature is a dissatisfier. So this should be my top priority. When I want to start a restaurant, one of the first thing I should do is I should have a provision for hand wash. Clear? Same way, every product will have lot of feature, but certain features are dissatisfier. Can you compromise there? If you compromise, customer will kick you out of the market. Clear? So this is how Kano model will help you. This is a product development tool. This is a product development tool. A single product can have 100 features. A single product can have 100 features. You should know each feature belong to which category. If it is a dissatisfier, the topmost priority should be given. Use all your energy to do very well in terms of the must-be features. Must-be features are called dissatisfier. Clear?
Clear, sir.
Right. We'll see the rest of the thing in the main training program. And now the deliverables. The moment you say you have completed the defined phase, your project is now approved by your boss. Your project, see, with all these tools, it is easy to get the approval. You will quickly win any negotiation. So project charter is approved. And then you should also have a high level view of the process you are trying to improve. For example, when you decided to join a training program with us, have you checked some broader details? Am I right or not? Before taking the decision, you should have definitely checked, some details at the broader level. Who is the certifying agency? Who is that fellow who is going to train us? And whether the support team is good and all those things, the genuinity. Am I right? Same way.
Yes, sir.
You have still not started the project, but the high level view of the process you should know. If you don't know the high level process, you may land up in a wrong place. That will not make you solve the problem. Rather, that will make you create additional problem. So in defined phase, always you must have a broader idea of the process which you are going to improve. This is called high level process map. High level process map is a part of your SIPOC document. In SIPOC, what does P stand for? P stands for process. Process will have 100 steps, but in the initial stage, you must know at least 5 to 8 steps, right? And this is a 6-pack project charter. See here, all the terms we discussed appear here. Business case, problem statement, goal statement, scope statement. What are you supposed to do and what are you not supposed to do? Both are important in any project. In a white belt training program, what should I teach you and what I should not teach you should be known. Am I right? Otherwise, the white belt training program will run for several weeks. Same way, your project should also complete on time. For that, the scope statement is important. Project plan, the timeline milestone. Team member should complement each other, should not compete each other, right? So how to select the team management and all that you will be learning inside the training program. And this is what we call it defined phase. So what are the main deliverables of a defined phase? Can you expand the
Project
terms?
charter. Project charter.
And what is the second one?
High level the process map.
Yeah. Approved project charter. You call it approved project charter. That is the outcome. If your project is not approved, there is no project, right? So the deliverable is approved project charter. How many steps are there in defined phase? 3 steps, 5 steps, or 15 steps? I have taught you yesterday on day 1. How many steps are there in defined phase? How many steps? How many? Come on, yeah. How many steps are there? Do you see the number in my finger?
Yeah, we can see, but I don't know.
3 steps. Project identification, project selection, then project charter and type up. Right? Project identification, so many projects you will identify. Once you understand the basic principles of quality, once you start appreciating Lean and Six Sigma principles, you will see hundreds of problems in your company. That is called project identification. Second step, can you solve all the problem at a time? No, only one at a time. So the second step is project selection. Then for the selected project, your organization should approve. That is third step, project charter and high level. So how many steps are there? 3 steps.
3.
Totally in a Six Sigma project, 15 steps. Your learning is all about 15 simple steps. You will transform yourself into an expert. What does S stand for in SIPOC? Is it Sigma or is it supplier or is it Six Sigma?
Supply.
Supplier. And supplier is not the one from Japan or China. Supplier can be your colleague. Supplier is anyone who is providing you the input, right? You want to take a print out and somebody gives a paper. No, that fellow is the supplier. You have to think like that, right? And now going to the measure phase.